Peace, y'all. Okay, I wanted to do a second part to the first video I made that was about the master teachers and the allegories and the metaphors and analogies that they give us, and we have a tendency to go over our heads. So I'm going to kind of um, go a little bit more deeper into why I think we're here, which is a question everyone at some point in their life should be asking. Why am I here? What is the purpose of me being here? How did I get here? What is it all about? What is life all about? You should be asking yourself that at some point. Um, I talked about master teachers in my last video, and the way I broke down the word master teacher was a living spirit of the 13 constellations, which we all are really a living spirit of 13 constellations because we all have, I think so anyway, the zodiac is is in us. Everything is inside of you. So when you hear a master teacher teach about your solar system, a lot of times they're teaching about astrology and biology, and teaching about the womb. It's going over a lot of people's heads. But when you hear them say your solar system this and your solar system that, did you ever consider that they're talking about your solar system? The solar system that is within inside of you, not up there in the sky, because it's all about you. You came here to know what you are. I think you came here to know what you are from the micro to the macro, from prehistoric, because history really means womb, even up to now. But anyway, there's a saying, the devil is in the details. I read that somewhere before. And I looked at the word details and I said, tales sound like stories. The devil is in details. The devil is in the stories. The stories they have been given to us, myths. They have been given to us over and over and over and over again. And we fail to realize what the stories are really about. Myths are really math, and math is really science. I keep saying that it's really all about science because science means to know. Everyone wants to keep talking about knowledge, knowledge, knowledge. Okay, well, that's science. That's science. With science, really go back to the Anunnaki because it has that ENC on the end of it. That's how you know that. Anunnaki has to do with the astrology that's within you. Okay? Now, I think that you came here to learn about you, and I think that the riddle, it's a whole riddle, it's a whole puzzle that you have to solve. Um, the riddle is about your story. That's what the word mystery is. My story. Mystery, my story. You are the master of your own story, or be the master of your own story. Master, mystery, my story. That is what history really is. Hysterectomy, that's how they get the word hysterectomy, because hysteria means womb. So when you're reading a book written by a master teacher, whatever you want to call a master teacher is, because I think that there were a few of them that we have came across, and it says, your history, and this happened in 2000 BC or whatever. You have to ask yourself, which history are they talking about? Are they talking about the womb? Or are they talking about actual events that actually happened? That's the question that you have to ask yourself. I heard a rapper, Jay-Z, because they are master. Well, I actually believe that he has mastered this as well, and he puts things in his songs and it goes over people's heads. But he said in a song, question religion, question it all, question existence until them questions are solved. Now, question whose existence? Yours. Why am I here? How did I get here? What is the purpose of all of this? Question it. That means go on a search for it until you solve it. Now, solve is the root word of salvation. So who are you really saving? Yourself. Um, solve is the root word of salvation. And if you're solving something, then there must be a riddle involved somewhere. There's a question somewhere that you're solving. So let's look at the word riddle. Okay. There were a few different origins, but I picked two out that made the most sense. A riddle, or the origin of it, is said to mean a coarse saive. Now, coarse could be something that's rough. Course could mean a course as in a cycle, or a course is also a class, like we say we take college courses, okay? And saive in the hieroglyphics mean placenta. And placenta could even be broken down to mean a place that you were sent. A place that you were sent. So a riddle is a place that you were sent and for courses to learn, or a hard course, a rough course for you to learn. A cycle, a place that you were sent, a cyclical place that you were sent. You could look at that's what the riddle is. The riddle, my point is that the riddle is you. You are the riddle. The other origin of the word riddle, and I'm going to read it verbatim for you. It says a word game or joke. A word game or joke, comprising a question or statement couched in deliberately puzzling terms, propounded for solving, there goes that word solving again, salvation, for solving by the hearer or reader using clues that's embedded within that wording. Now, I'm not going to reread that if you didn't catch it. Go on Edom Online, plug in the word riddle. But what it's basically saying is that it's a puzzle that has been given to you and is deliberately worded with clues within the puzzle that was given to you. So it's almost like the answer is, or the clues to the answer is in the puzzle that they gave you. Now, if you look at my other video, I gave a perfect example of how I've heard master teachers do that. They use words, but then people don't look up the etymology of those words. And so it's kind of like they said within the question, the answer. And that's what the whole riddle is. Now notice it said that a riddle is a word game. A riddle is a joke. Now let me ask you this. Is a trick similar to a joke? Because if that's true, we are in the matrix, which is the womb. Okay? Now, even with that word joke, it's going to take you back to the womb, because you came here to learn. But the word joke, the origin of it is the word jest, which root word of justice. There's a justice. Jesus is justice in the Bible. There are multiple Jesuses in the Bible. One of his names was justice, which got to do with balance, being judged. But anyway, it's also the root word of gestation, which gestation is relative to you being in the womb. It's like the time that you spend in the womb. That's what gestation is. The word joke also means to speak language or to say. Here we go. We're back at words. We're back at words. We're back at language. Everything's going to keep going back to the womb and words. Why? Because in the beginning was the word. And it's really talking about vibrations. I know that this is a game, and I know that this is a joke. I know that this is a riddle that needs to be solved. How do I know it's a game? Because when you start studying the biology of cells, you will find that sex cells and sperm cells are called the same exact word in biological terms. They're called gametes. and it's spelled Gamete. And what did I just spell? Game. 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 Now, since a G and a K are interchangeable, I also said Kemet. Kemet. Which Kemet is the same as Egypt. And Egypt in Hebrew is Mizrahim. And Rahim means womb. It's still going back to the womb. You're talking about sex cells anyway, so you're talking about reproductive cells. So, of course, it will go back to the womb. Even the word, going back to the word joke, everyone always says that, oh, there was no J in this, that, and the other, which I partially disagree with that. I'll just say that. But if you turn that J upside down, what did you make? You made a question mark. That's what you did. So right in the word joke, there's a question mark in there. And also, if there was no J, then it's really either a Y or an I. So if we turn it into a Y, now what is it? It's yolk. What is yolk? An egg. An egg going back to the womb. You're going to keep going back to the womb. So what I would like for you to do, if you have time, go look up Beyonce's Bow Down video. These are people that I think have already mastered this riddle. And they try to give us clues. And a lot of times it goes over the head because you're being entertained by it instead of actually listening. Listen for the lesson. But in her video, Bow Down, she showed you two things. Number one, she replaced King James. She showed you what the painting of King James looked like, and then she put herself there. That tells you right there. King James, is it King James Version or King James Virgin? As in the Virgin Mary. Which is still going back to Tamaray, Mary, the land of Mary. Ta means land. It's still going back to the womb again. But, so she showed you that, and then she also showed you they have a jester or a joker as the DJ. He's playing the music. So what does that mean he's over? The sound. What does that mean he's over? The words. The joker. That's the whole joke. That's the whole riddle. My point is that you came here to find yourself, or to figure out what you are. And a lot of the answer to that is embedded in the words. And if you really study the so-called myths, I'd be willing to bet my last dollar that every last myth is telling the same exact story, and it's about how you got here. It's about what happened in the womb up until you actually came out and were born. Because that's what creation is, right? All right, y'all. Peace.